face to face with the 2023 Honda Civic Type R in Tokyo. This is your next Type R model. Here's what we spotted at its reveal. The world's been on the edge of their seat for the last few weeks awaiting the arrival of Civic Type R at the annual Tokyo Auto Salon. After almost a year of speculation, rumors, and far too many artist renderings, it finally arrived in its vinyl-wrapped flesh, and for those that have really been paying attention, it was exactly what you saw last month when images of Honda's track testing exploits hit the airwaves. Hidden in plain sight. Officially a prototype, it's likely this will be very close to the actual model viable later this year. Still sporting its Type R camouflage, the intricate details are muted, but you're given a solid idea of what to expect. Yes, it's more aggressive than its non-R counterparts, as it should be, given the nature of what the Type represents for Honda, but it's still considerably toned down when compared to the outgoing FK8. Whether that's good or bad will depend your personal taste. It seems Honda addressed the cooling shortcomings many track-savvy owners complained about with the previous Type R. This version incorporates a larger upper grille area to route more air to both the radiator and front-mount intercooler. Unlike the non-R models, the upper grille is squared off and doesn't lean into the strange forehead that lands between the grille and hood on the rest of the 11th generation Civic lineup. Breath of fresh air. The lower grille has also been opened up substantially over the older Type R and the current line of Civic models. On either side of that opening are small inlets that even the seat doesn't have, and just next to those are slim creases that head toward the outside of the bumper before turning upward toward the headlights. It's tough to make out what the final shape is with the well-done livery, so that we'll have to wait until Honda is ready to share. Like the previous R, the front fenders blister considerably to house a healthy wheel and tire package over the beloved Brembo brake package, and we'll assume that 20-inch wheels will once again accompany the 5-door. If that's the case, you can count on many enthusiasts to size down 1 or 2 inches, as they did with the FK8, for lighter wheel choices, more tire options, and for simply a better look. The rear quarters are bumped out as well but carry a smoother transition this time around and don't have the strange cutoff at the rear door the way the older model did. Bulky side mirrors are again at play and the side skirts look eerily similar to the last models, with side diffusers jutting outward and fins, bringing up the connection to the rear quarter. In terms of the look, the skirts and front bumper pair up nicely, especially with the bulbous front fenders, but those that aren't fans of the "is it a sedan or a hatchback?" look of the triangular rear window will have to squint yet again. In the end, the 11th generation Civic hatchback rear sports exhaust openings on both ends of the bumper and a mild lower diffuser in between, while the Type R version once again uses a trio of exhaust tips right down the middle, in between a more aggressive diffuser. The center exhaust exit is larger than the outers on this model, which is the opposite of the FK8. Like the front bumper, you can faintly make out a crease that goes out and then up toward the taillights, adding some character lines that the standard hatchback doesn't have. In typical Type R fashion, the rear wing sits just high enough to obstruct your view, as it did on the Integra and previous Civic Type R. The connecting point to the hatch comes by way of metal pedestals that give an overall leaner appearance. Gone are the sharp angles that occupied the bottom sides of the previous wing, and this new version provides a purposeful look without the 90s combat kit vibes. As expected, the windows were blacked out and no interior was visible and, of course, the hood wasn't opened at the show. A front-wheel drive layout powered by a turbo i4 with a snappy 6-speed as expected, and based on the automaker's power output choice for the C model, we wouldn't be surprised if the new Type R got a proportional bump in horsepower and torque compared to the outgoing Type R. That's not a bad thing, as the 306 HP K20C1 has proven itself a lethal performer in factory form, takes nicely to aftermarket massaging, and was partially responsible for Honda's record-setting assault on the Nürburgring back in 2017.